SpongeBob woke up to silence, no ticking clock, no jellyfish buzzing. Everything was frozen in place, even the waves. Only he could move. Outside, Squidward was mid-eye roll, and Mr. Krabs was yelling without sound. Something was wrong. Then, a shimmer in the sky pulsed like a crack, and a deep voice echoed, "The keeper has fallen. You are chosen, Sponge of Bob." A glowing hourglass floated down and shattered in front of him. Time skipped forward 1 second, then froze again. A mysterious golden pocket watch appeared in his hand, glowing faintly. "This must be connected," he whispered. The voice spoke again. "This is the watch of tides. Time is broken. 3 sacred clocks must be restored, or all will remain frozen forever." A magical map formed in the air, pointing to 3 places: Goo Lagoon, Rock Bottom, and the kelp forest. "Why is it never something easy?" SpongeBob muttered, holding the watch tightly. He stepped through the stillness, navigating a world where even bubbles hung motionless. He arrived at Goo Lagoon, where time was paused mid-splash, but the sands held secrets. At the edge of the beach stood a ruined temple with a massive sundial. Guarding it was a towering stone version of Larry the Lobster, glowing with ancient red runes. "To fix time, you must pass the trial of strength," he boomed. SpongeBob looked around. Any chance it's a flexing contest? A trapdoor opened beneath him, revealing a dangerous obstacle course below. He slid into the temple arena, facing flaming jellyfish, spinning treadmills, and weight puzzles made from clock parts. Every jump required balance. Every step triggered traps. SpongeBob leapt, dodged, and even flipped a giant dumbbell shaped like an hour hand. Finally, breathless, he touched the sundial, resetting it. Time at Goo Lagoon flickered back into motion. With the first clock restored, time moved just a little. The pocket watch pulsed again, pointing to Rock Bottom. SpongeBob sighed. "Figures." He boarded the frozen time bus, where passengers were paused in mid-sigh. As it slid downward, strange symbols etched into the window glass, glowing faintly. A faint ticking sound echoed from below. Rock Bottom awaited. Time wasn't just frozen in Rock Bottom, it was fractured. Some things repeated endlessly, others aged and reversed. He saw a fish eternally dropping the same candy bar, loop after loop. The ancient clock was buried deep inside a tunnel, guarded by a monstrous being made of gears and blinking red eyes. They called it the clock repeater, and it was watching. As SpongeBob entered the tunnel, time loops pulled at him. He relived his own steps, heard echoes of his past voice. "This place is messing with my mind," he muttered. The clock repeater loomed closer. "To fix me is to break yourself," it hissed. It launched spinning gears like shuriken. SpongeBob ducked and sprinted toward the twisted hourglass clock. He reached the hourglass just as a spinning gear nicked his sleeve. The clock leaked sand backward. No more broken time. He shouted and twisted the watch against the glass. A pulse of light knocked the repeater back. The creature screamed and disintegrated. Rock Bottom's looping stopped. Time began flowing normally again, if only slightly. SpongeBob collapsed at the tunnel's edge. 2 clocks down, 1 to go, the final destination, the kelp forest. Legend said it held ancient tech older than Bikini Bottom itself. As he entered, the vines seemed to sway in reverse. Animals blinked slowly, watching him without moving. The forest felt alive, and time here was bending around him. Deep within the forest stood a towering kelp tree with glowing branches. At the top spun a floating orb, the eternal ticker. Around it, glowing jellyfish made of light drifted in silence. As SpongeBob climbed, the air thickened like syrup. Each step got harder. Voices whispered in his ears, "You could keep your favorite moment forever." The eternal ticker spoke in layered voices. "To reset me is to choose. Freeze your happiest memory, or restore time for all." The watch shimmered and showed visions his perfect jellyfishing day, his first Krabby Patty, Gary as a baby. SpongeBob hesitated. One perfect moment forever, But then, he closed his eyes and turned the gears. A flash of light burst from the ticker. The kelp swayed normally again. Time returned across the ocean. At the Krusty Krab, Mr. Krabs finished his yell. Squidward completed his eye roll. Sandy blinked, sipping tea, all as if nothing had happened. The watch of tides crumbled in SpongeBob's hands. His quest was over, or so he thought. Patrick visited that night. Dude, I had this crazy dream where jellyfish were frozen mid-sneeze. SpongeBob laughed nervously. Dreams, huh? But Patrick tilted his head. Also, why do I remember falling for an hour? SpongeBob turned away, hiding the half-melted watch piece he kept in his pocket. Must have been something you ate. Far below the sea floor, ancient gears began to turn. A hidden chamber lit up. A dark figure stared at a pulsing orb. The eternal ticker has been touched. Again, it hissed. Another voice growled. Then the horse storm must begin. A black clock tower rose from the shadows. Something worse than frozen time was coming. Back in Bikini Bottom, Sandy's computer screens flickered. Temporal instability detected. The display read. Sandy scratched her helmet. Either someone messed with the time stream, or I need new batteries. The monitor pulsed red, and a strange logo appeared, the spiral inside an hourglass. Sandy's eyes widened. That's not good. Meanwhile, Mr. Krabs had a new business idea. Charge customers by the second. A time tax, he declared. SpongeBob frowned. That seems unethical, but Krabs had already printed menus with a timer at the top. You want a refill? That'll be 40 seconds of pay. Business was booming, but something felt off. Again, Squidward grumbled from behind the counter. Deja vu. I swear I've lived this exact shift before. SpongeBob smiled nervously. Probably just the tide. But in his head, he replayed the eternal ticker's words. Time never truly heals. It only hides. The ticking in his ears had returned, faint but steady. That night, SpongeBob heard ticking from inside his walls. He opened the closet, nothing, but the ticking grew louder. He whispered, I already fixed it. Then silence. For a second. Then a new sound began. Click, click, rewind. His bedroom lights flickered. Outside, Gary's eyes glowed blue for just a moment, then dimmed. Across town, the mysterious figure in the clock coat returned. He stood at the Krusty Krab's entrance, unseen by customers. SpongeBob spotted him through the kitchen window. You've reset the ticker, the figure mouthed. Now time will fight back. SpongeBob blinked, and the figure vanished in a swirl of sand. The next day, clocks across town went haywire. Some moved backwards, others ticked in different languages. Plankton tried to steal a Krabby Patty, but got stuck in a 5-second loop. I've been falling for 10 minutes, he screamed, midair, falling again and again. Karen rolled her eyes. Told you to update your time drivers. SpongeBob visited Sandy. Something's wrong with time again, she nodded. It's not just you. The eternal ticker may have created a ripple, one that can't be fixed by turning a dial. She showed him a map. There's another layer of time beneath this one, and it's starting to wake up. Underneath the map was a mark SpongeBob had never seen, a spiral with a tiny sponge symbol in the center. Sandy looked serious. You were never just chosen. You were made for this. SpongeBob gulped. So, no break? Sandy smiled. Time doesn't take breaks, SpongeBob. And now, neither can we. The final scene shows SpongeBob sleeping. The cracked watch beside him, ticking softly. As he dreams, the numbers on his wall clock melt and twist. Outside, stars blink in strange patterns. Far away, the horse storm brews above an ocean mountain. The sky fractures like glass, and the last tick echoes into the void. Time was fixed, but never perfect. And in Bikini Bottom, when time fights back, only one sponge stands between order and the endless rewind, and screen fades in to be continued.